time again. Conor McGregor is out of 303 versus Michael Chandler with an injury. The new main event is Alex Pereira, former not only UFC middleweight champion, he's also the first and only fighter to win both middleweight and light heavyweight titles in UFC history. He also did it in the shortest amount of time. He did it in 736 days and 7 fights.
Guys, I hate to tell you that I told you so, but I knew this was going to happen, and I'm so disappointed. Conor McGregor is officially out of UFC 303 with an injury, and we're going to get into it right after the intro.
Get down!
What's up, family? Welcome back to No Cap Combat. We're now going to look at the interview with Michael Chandler after the cancelled press conference and his thoughts on whether this fight is going to happen or not. Let's get into it.
So I was actually up late that night because the fights were on the East Coast. So I didn't get into bed till like 12:31 because I wanted to watch Islam versus Poirier, watch that fight. So I'd probably fallen asleep for maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and I woke up to my phone buzzing, and it was Hunter Campbell. You know, everybody knows Dana White's the face, but Hunter Campbell's kind of the guy behind the guy, handles a lot of stuff in the UFC. And he called me and let me know, hey, it's looking like this thing isn't going to happen. And then, so obviously I laid there and thought about it for quite a while. And then the next morning, we got on call and he said, it's not happening. You know, a canceled presser, not that big of a deal, right? It happens, but it's the layers in which, okay, if a presser is canceled, is there something else wrong? Is there something going on?
And that's exactly my thoughts. As soon as that press conference was cancelled, you knew something was up, right? You knew that that's what Conor McGregor's all about. Conor McGregor is that guy. He is the guy who brings the numbers. He is the #1 pay-per-view seller. The best part of Conor McGregor is his trash talk and his entrance and his character and the way he moves, his confidence. That is probably on the same level as his fighting. Because you've got some great fighters, really great fighters out there that we could all name, because I know you guys are fans just like me. But when you've got somebody who has the mix of the glamour and the chat, as well as being an excellent fighter, those fighters very rarely come around. And so, yeah, I totally agree with it. As soon as that press conference was cancelled, you know there was things popping off.
Then immediately speculation starts going all over the place in 2024, social media, all that stuff. And, you know, I just kept resting in the fact that I know I can only control what I can control. And I've been doing that now for a year and a half with this whole fight. If you've been following it with all the different stuff and all the different dates that have gone on and the dates that were supposed to happen and didn't happen. And now here we are fighting in June of 2024. So really it was just kind of a, you know, you want to hear God laugh, you know, tell him your plans, right? And you're just like, dude, this isn't about me. I'm not in control, and we're going to roll with it.
Right, and even with that though, and then you turn around and you see Conor just wide open in the club. I mean, he getting it in. Do you think he's taking it as serious as you?
Well, this is the other thing as well. That's the other elephant in the room. What happened 2 weeks ago in that club? Now, there's a lot of people saying that it was Garcia-like, as in just throwing people off and looking like you're drunk and you don't know whether there's alcohol in there. You don't know whether he's playing drunk. Trust me, right? I'm not proud of my past, but I've been drunk on many occasions when I was younger. And I can tell when somebody's lean, right? And that boy was mashup. Conor McGregor wasn't faking that. He was partying hard. And for somebody, and I believe, because I'm in my 40s, I believe somebody who's in their early 30s, still fresh, he's still got an opportunity to blow this game wide open still and be even bigger potentially than what he was. But for you to be partying 2 weeks to a month before headlining the UFC without even a title, that's how big Conor is. For you to be headlining and for you to be then seen, and that's another thing as well, his fame and his financial freedom. This guy could go party on an island with no cameras, away from everybody, but no, he's in there with civilians, and they all got their phones. So it's almost like he wants to get caught. And yeah, that was crazy.
I tell you what, there's a couple different schools of thought. Obviously, would you ever put it past Conor? No, I think we can all, if you've seen Conor, you would not put that past Conor. But if you saw the way Ryan Garcia did what Ryan Garcia did, you know, and there's all kinds of different, you know, throwing people off the trail,
right.
All kinds of different publicity stunts, if you will. I'm training, whether I see Conor in the club every single day or I don't see him tweet or do an interview and he looks bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, he looks the best he's ever been, I'm training the exact same way. And I train the exact same way, whether I was fighting all those guys that you never heard of, that never made a name for themselves, all the way to the #1 guy in the world in Charles Oliveira at the time, to Conor McGregor, the biggest name that we have seen. I trust my process, and my process does not change. And if I don't waver from said process, then I know I can step in the octagon and do what I have to do.
And this is the thing, right? This is the thing you've got to really take on board. When you've got the biggest and the best and the greatest and the most prestigious champions in and out of the ring, you never really see them getting absolutely out of shape and ballooned. Yes, Tyson Fury did, but that's one. When you look at the greats, when you look at fighters like Andre Ward, Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard in his 60s, 70s. When you even look, for me, Carl Froch is a great champion. When you look at these guys who are top of their game, they even stay in shape when they're retired. Because the fact is, you've been blessed enough to be in a game where you're disciplined and you're in great shape, and you then can go into coaching or do other things, but you should always stay in shape. And the thing is, the worrying thing for Conor is that he looked in great shape on his movie, but he is, and a lot of people won't notice, but he, for the past 2 years, has, to me, looked like he's in a really bad place mentally. Like he looks high all the time. He's drinking all the time. And I think that stuff will catch up with you. The thing is, he's 34. He's still young enough to be able to allow his body to not deteriorate potentially up until that level. But yeah, we all knew this cancellation was coming. I think Conor, he's made his money. He's £100 million. He's a young man. He's got fame. He's got glamour. But the thing is, the thing that made him famous, the thing that put him onto that pedestal, is the fight game. And the fight game is only getting bigger. UFC is massive now. Boxing, UFC is now competing with boxing. 100%. I watch UFC more than I watch boxing, because for me, in MMA, the best fights get made, and they get made quick. No politics. Saudi Arabia is trying to sort out that issue, but UFC is consistently, not even the UFC numbered 303s and the 300s, the fight nights. There's some excellent fights on the fight night. So Dana White and Hunter Campbell and the UFC are putting boxing to shame, especially when it comes to Embedded and UFC Countdown. It's amazing. The promotion is on point. Everything's on point. So enough respect to the UFC. So guys, I really appreciate you being here again. I would love to see your comments and your opinions about Conor. I'd like to ask you as well to give me tips and any friendly advice you can give me on getting my channel better. I'm really trying my best. I'm really trying to do something that I enjoy in doing and talking about, and stop procrastinating and do something positive. So every comment, every subscription, every like, I just want to let you know that I really appreciate all of you. This is No Cap Combat. We'll be back soon with an update on the Tank versus Martin fight. Spud.
Get down.